Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentleman, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentleman on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a few seconds and talk about something I feel very passionate about, and that is Brian Ferguson's Bumps and Thumps podcast. Here available on YouTube and any other outlet where you can get your podcasts from. Brian Ferguson interviews several former AWA stars, Greg Gagne, Derek Dukes, and many, many others. Take a trip back in time to the AWA's glory days with Brian Ferguson on Bumps and Thumps. Welcome back, everybody, to the Real World Chronicles. I am Brad Drake, and this is All Elite Wrestling. We have another live event show tonight, everybody. It is AEW Wrestling Revolution Tour, date number 6. Let's go ahead and pick ourselves a venue. We are not going to be on television. This is a true house show. Let's pick ourselves a venue, and as you can see, our attendance numbers are super low again. So we ran the Mid-Atlantic last time. Why don't we run the Southeast this time? And you know what? I like the Ocean Center here. Yeah, let's run the Ocean Center. And that is in Daytona Beach, Florida. So here we go. Ocean Center. Daytona, Florida. Because if you're in New York, if you're from New York and you go down to Florida, you can't pronounce it Florida. You got to pronounce it Florida. Got a friend of mine that moved down there not too long ago from the Chicago area. He said it's true. He said all these people from New York, New Jersey, that area, they go down there. It's over there, down there, Florida. Let's check out who's missing tonight. Adam Cole is injured, and everybody else that we expect to be out tonight is out. Fair enough. All right. Swerve Strickland, what's going on here, Swerve? He organized a poker tournament. He's one heck of a guy. You know that? Dustin Rhodes doing funny drawings. What a good man. All right, Britt Baker gets herself in some trouble with Sting. Sting said, "You will clean it up, then buy drinks for everybody." And in this case, that's probably like Gatorade and Powerade because people don't really drink anymore. I'm not even saying that to be funny. I'm saying that to be honest. A lot of them do not drink anymore. All right, sorry, not Mark Hattie. I almost called him Mark Hattie. Matt Hardy spreading some goodwill and advice around the room here. He's a good man, that Matt Hardy. All right, let's give this card a rundown, everybody. In our opener, we are going to see Hikaru Shida against Jamie Hayter for that World Women's title. Top Flight is going to mix it up with the crafty veterans, the Briscoes. Ricky Starks and Sammy Guevara are going to attempt to do some magic. We've seen these two in the ring before, both on this show and in real life. And if you're into that sort of thing, you are in to that sort of thing. Wardlow is going to challenge Samoa Joe for that World Television title. We are going to see the Lucha Brothers mix it up with the Young Bucks here in the semi-main. In our main event, everybody, we are going to see Darby Allin against Kenny Omega. And again, that will be a car crash main event, but people that like that sort of thing are really into it. So with that said, everybody, with all that said, let's get to booking in case you didn't notice, everybody, I am putting my personal prejudices against modern wrestling aside, and I am trying as hard as I can to do this product, this new style product. I'm going to turn that on mute. I got messages coming. I got Windows accidentally opened here. All right, so here is Shida versus Hayter. Let me make sure that Hikaru Shida is available, and she is. She's a good wrestler. She is definitely a good wrestler. Here is Jamie Hayter. What we're trying to do in this save, as I think all of you noticed, is I'm trying to give like an old school booking feel to new wrestlers, right? And I think it's working. We're getting really good views. People seem to really like this series. And I'm just kind of showing that it can be done, at least in fantasy. In the real world, I think we can all agree that AEW needs a booker and Tony Khan needs to give it up. And that's not being any disrespect towards Tony Khan. It's just a fact of the matter. Okay, the World Women's title is on the line. And of course, Jamie Hayter is going to get that win. And she's going to get it by some help from her manager. There it is. And she, of course, is managed by the one, the only, Rebel. All right, this one's in the books. Up next, we got Top Flight. Two very young men getting the opportunity to wrestle. Very crafty veterans here who are still in top condition besides putting their body through hell for 20 years. The Briscoes were a very good tag team, everybody, and it's sad that we will never see them tag again. But they were one really talented team. For those of you that are interested, Wrestling Fans International has a publication that is out both in print and in digital version. If you want the digital version, you become a member. You can go to the wfia.org/join. You can join. You can get yourself a digital copy of the publication known as Wrestling Fan News. And in Wrestling Fan News, for the edition of April-May 2023, you will see an article about where does Mark Briscoe go from here. So I correct myself in just a few days from when this video is released. That will be available. So check it out, everybody. Sign up at thewfia.org. Okay, Jay Briscoe, that's still tough to say, is going to get the win here, everybody, over Top Flight. That one is in the books. Up next here, Ricky Starks and Sammy Guevara, and they are going to go 16. And here is Starks versus Guevara. And I'm afraid to think what these two would do in the ring together. You want to talk car crash times 1,000. I'm scared to death that one of these boys is going to end up paralyzed one of these days from the crazy, crazy stuff they do. Slow down, fellas. You don't have to do all that stuff. You can't top yourself every time. Slow down. Please, for the love of your health. All right, Starks versus Guevara here. Up next, they're going to go 16. I already said that, and you were listening. So next, we have Wardlow versus Samoa Joe. That world television title is on the line here, everybody. And here we go, Samoa Joe. The Wardlow here. And they are going to go to a double disqualification to keep this feud hot. The fans would eat up a double DQ with these two. Up next, the Lucha Brothers against the Young Bucks. And this one's going to be a 2 versus 2. They're going to go 18. This is another one that would be an all-out car crash. Here are the Young Bucks. Here are the Lucha Brothers. We're going to auto-name this one. We're going to leave this one open-ended. We'll see who gets the win. The AI will decide. All right, here comes our main event here. 25 minutes. And we have Darby Allin versus the former heavyweight champion of the world himself, and Kenny Omega. I should correct that and say a former heavyweight champion of the world. So we have Allin versus Omega, and Omega is going to get the win here, everybody. Hopefully these two have the psychology for an epic because it just adds to that bonus city. This one is booked. We're at 109 minutes, everybody. We're ready to rock and roll and hoochie coo. We're going to start that show. Shida versus Hayter, 60 and a 59-62. Overall, nice score for this ladies match. We did not sell out the Ocean Center. We got that 4-7-6-3 just as they predicted. Up next are Top Flight and the Briscoes. The Briscoes get the win with that J Driller, and there is no way on earth that Top Flight is going to outscore the Briscoe brothers. The Briscoe brothers are criminally underrated in this mod. All right. A lot of bonus city here for both teams. In my opinion, Top Flight is criminally overrated in this save. I hate to say it because I do think that they are both very skilled young athletes, but they are just spot after spot after spot. There's not a whole lot of wrestling. I would, looking back on it and the opportunities that were, and we found out why, because there was a problem with a TBS, a Turner representative. It's not even called Turner anymore, who had a problem with the Briscoe brothers over statements that were said many, many years before, kept them from being on television. And just imagine what a team like that could have done with a young team like Top Flight. The Briscoes would have been able to tell them to slow down and teach them how to wrestle. The Briscoes had a lot to offer. And again, it's a shame we'll never see it again. But Mark is still with us. And I got my support behind Mark. I hope he does well in a singles career. All right, up next, we have Starks and Guevara car crash. And Guevara beats Starks with the 630. So I believe that's a full front flip plus a half. 56 overall for these two, and hopefully neither one of them broke anything. All right, the World Television title was on the line when Wardlow and Samoa Joe locked horns. This one ended in a double DQ. 56 overall for these two giants. The Lucha Brothers against the Young Bucks, and they get a 79. Rey Fenix, 84. Look at these numbers, and then look at how low the Briscoe numbers were, and you can see where the problem lies in the design of this mod. But the Young Bucks get the win over the Lucha Brothers, and even if I would have tried to have booked the Lucha Brothers, the Young Bucks probably would have blocked it with their creative control. There's not a whole lot I could do about it. 79 overall here for this tag team match. We're taking it to the main event here, and Allin and Omega get a 78 overall, 86 and a 61, and Omega gets the win with that one-winged angel. Not a bad main event, not a bad card. We're going to see how we do here, finish this one up, get ourselves a 77, we get a popularity gain. Good. We're going to point out Kenny Omega. He did a good job. Going to point out Darby Allin. He had a nice match. And I would say good performance. Good performance. I wouldn't say either one was a great performance. And we got to point out Hikaru Shida. She did have an great performance. We're going to make that speech. Omega is pleased. Allin is pleased. And Shida is pleased. And Brad Drake is also pleased. This one's going to take us back to the main screen. And we are moving on to television tapings for Dark Select, everybody, on Sunday in the game world. So we're going to wait for our screen to load here. And Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager was going on. This one's taken an awful long time to load. And of course, before I finish talking, we're good to go. Okay, Championship Wrestling, the Saturday morning show, got 724,000 viewers overall. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's go ahead and take a look around the game world here. There was Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling. That's why he wasn't on our card last night. Wow, this actually is not a bad card. Got some interesting people on here. No Chris Jericho. Global Force Wrestling ran last night. Arya Daivari over Jay Lethal. He wins. Global Force Wrestling Global junior heavyweight title. It's almost like a double repeat, but anyway, that's the way it is for now. Until I feel like changing it. 50 overall, and this one, of course, was held in Central India. 26,000 viewers. Look at all the experience these people are getting, and they are not just rotting on the undercard of AEW. All right, see if anything else catches our eye. Nothing does. So up next, we are going to have Dark Select tomorrow night. So, all right, that is going to do it for us here, everybody. In this one, for those of you that are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave us a message below. Let us know what you think of the show and how you found us. Check us out on social media, facebook.com/groups/1987supermod. You can also find us over on Reddit under the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. And don't forget, everybody, we are on Discord under 1987 Supermod. For those of you that would like these shows early and YouTube ad-free, if you're also interested in getting the 1987 Supermod along with all of our spreadsheets and bonus shows and special shows, head on over to patreon.com/PowerCast Network. It's only $5 a month, everybody, and you get access to all of that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you back in action live and in living color tomorrow.